Holy shit. Thank you. That's been a while. Oh, well, it happens. Now, okay, dilemma. Do I run it back? Do I just repeat every single thing I've said today and just farm the same 47 minutes of content? We could do that. That's called efficiency. It's called, yeah. That's called work smart, not hard. I was just talking about how this is a very silly pose that doesn't really convey anything, and it's not really a pose that means anything. Like she's not doing anything in this pose. Um, and how that might be like my biggest pet peeve. Because, well, if you want to learn to draw, yeah, she's just stunting. You want to learn to draw. Typically, you want to learn to draw something specific, or people doing things. You would typically want to learn to illustrate. And though this is all good for like general visual library and general ideas as to how anatomy looks from different angles and stuff, um, it isn't very good for like figure drawing like this with random figure drawing reference from off online isn't very good for studying posing, which, you know, you do gesture drawings, you kind of expect, or you might, as a beginner, you might imagine that, oh, I'm studying posing right now, but you're kind of not. You're kind of not even. You're practicing general visual library, you're practicing mark making, and you're practicing gesture in the sense of creating flow in your drawings. But specifically posing, not getting a lot of posing gains right now. Oh no! This is off a reference that I have to the side. This is all referenced. That's the point. Is that I'm using a reference site called Line of Action, and these are the poses it's giving me, right? Yeah. And that's why I'm talking about. Well, it's not really very good poses for practicing posing, because they're not real poses. Yeah, sometimes I work from memory or imagination, right? I should actually do it more. I should cap off every session with some poses from imagination. Yeah, you can get bad habits, but then the entire point is to make observations, learn stuff while drawing from reference, and then go over to the side and try to recreate it, right? That's kind of the entire point. And then you observe your bad habits, figure out what they are, and then you return to reference to weed them out. Yeah, so I should actually. That's a good point that you inadvertently made right there. Is I should actually do more from memory. Though I also hear people saying that it's a bad idea to super obsess about, and people who know what they're talking about, that it's a bad idea to super obsess about hyper optimizing your art practice. I think as long as you're within the realm of what is motivating to you, of what you like doing, you might as well do the more efficient practice. So say I'm completely fine with just adding a couple more figures from invention into my practice routine, then it's completely fine for me to go and do that. But if it's like something that stresses me out and stops me from drawing, then maybe don't worry too much about it. And I think I happen to be the type of beast to be completely fine drawing some more from memory. You don't like it when somebody says art has to be anyway. I guess has to be is rough, right? Glenn Vilppu has this. Glenn Vilppu is like a great draftsman and an art teacher. Has this saying of whenever he teaches something, he goes, "Remember, these are tools, not rules." I've heard it paraphrased by an art center teacher to be no rules, only consequences. I like both of them equally, but the point is, there are certain things you can do that will affect your art in certain ways, and that will make you achieve something specific worse or better. But to have an always, to have a has to be, to have a rule, that is often a little silly when it comes to art. No rules is just a poor way to say what's really going on or just lacks nuance. Maybe I'm misunderstanding you. I think the no rules, just tools saying, I think that's quite on point. I think that's quite powerful. Oh, when you draw a landscape, the foreground is darker than the midground is darker than the background. But remember, no rules, just tools. Like this is a tool, it's a technique that you can use to achieve a very solid feeling of foreground, midground, background. You don't need it always, but it's a solid tool to have. I also like no rules, just consequences, because it's the same thing that, I mean, you don't have to follow anybody, but if you do have a dark mass, a mid-tone mass, and a light mass, well, the consequence is that the initial read will be foreground, midground, background. You don't have to use this, but you have to be aware of, as an artist, this is the read that you will give your audience as a first read, and then you can subvert that if you want to, but this is a consequence of applying this tool. Not to fight you, but I think that's a really solid way of thinking about. I don't have to do it any particular way, but if I do it this way, this will follow. This feeling will follow. I'm gonna marker that real quick. It's been a while since we've had a TikTok. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Maybe it needs elaboration. Moon Misted, hello. Hope my evening and stream goes well. Thank you, thank you. It's actually the morning for me. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I start my work days like this. This is a little warm up that we're doing. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Denmark. GMT +1 now. Still have summer and winter time apparently. Or daylight savings time. Consequence? No. It's just supposed to mean a difference in result, a difference in feeling. Well then, good morning. Good morning to you too. Well, good evening to you, Moon Misted. Yeah, in this case, consequence is not supposed to mean negative. It's just supposed to mean a direct result of your action. I mean, fair, but I don't think. I mean, I know that's the typical usage, and language is typical usage. I see your point. But in general, consequence doesn't have to be something negative. I just think it often is. You're right about that. Oh, I do not have time. We're out of time. But that's a fair nitpick. I always use the landscape example for that particular demo because it's one of the most commonly misunderstood art rules. It's one of the most commonly applied. No, this is just how it is, and you always have to do it this way. And it's one of the most common ones for beginners to assume. Oh, I have to always do it this way. No process or idea can be excluded or invalidated. No, that's true. The thing is, sometimes a process is just is not very conducive to a certain result. Like you can get most places in most ways, but hopscotching to Rome from Denmark is a little tricky. Is easier to fly. So there's there's some times where it's like, yeah, I like the emphasis on tools and technique because it will allow you to get where you want more efficiently. Like the landscape rule tool is a solid way to achieve a certain feeling of depth. Jacob album. Good, good. You're welcome. I just upgraded your music taste. Or are you saying that my takes are one big circle jerk? You can start awkward and pursue something until suddenly it's amazing, but it's easier to start intentional and pursue something, and then I do think that it will become amazing faster. Yes, I am still watching. Please continue playing. Thank you. Oh, I think discussing art and design theory is really important. I think it's a big part of how I got to where I am skill level wise. Is thinking about stuff like this, how to improve, what makes good art. I think if I hadn't been this analytical about it, I don't think my skill level would be the same. I also I like minutia. I like details. I like subtle differences in meaning and intention, dialogue, to the point where sometimes I have to rein it back a little. But it's good fun to discuss sometimes. That's too long. I mean, you'll also notice that most of my Instagram reels are about little shit like this, like little points of nuance and minutia. Um, to improve your art or your practice or your life. It's a bit of a miss with the head there. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're drawing a big head, that's what. You don't like when political people have a super broad and all encapsulating definition of politics. Okay. But then you do the same with the word art. So this is not shared by everyone, this is just me. I don't give a shit about the word art. Um, I do give a shit about subgenres of the word. But that. I mean, it's. I think that's like a symptom of resignation. It's me going, no. People are gonna use art the way they use art. It's fine. Everything can be art. I don't care. What I do care about is then like drawing or painting or illustration or uh, even music. Literally semantics. Yeah, and it's one of the ones where you're never gonna change widespread usage of the word art. So as long as you can direct people to talk about the specific subgenre of it that you want to talk about, then everything's fine. And you typically can. It's just like Smurfs, you know, it's contextual language. You'll know what kind of art people are talking about depending on how they phrase it. And then you can always guide them to a different type of art if you want to talk about that instead. That's true. There's a it's sometimes yeah, and how do you solve that? Like when people say art, and when I say art, I might mean almost literally anything creative, or I might mean specifically visual arts, but a very like broad umbrella of visual arts. I don't know the solve for that one. How to better talk about that. In music circles, the singer is called the artist and not really anyone else. That's an interesting bias. They're the face of the music. That's true. That's true. It's technically their art most of the time. I don't know about most. Maybe. You think most singers are singer songwriters? Shot in the dark. I would have no idea. Literally have no idea. You know how hard it is to play that quiet? Maybe it's not perfect reasoning. Y'all letting more people in here than last time. You mostly see the singer's name, the vocalist. Why'd you just correct singer to vocalist? What did I miss? Oh, cause hip hop, right? I see what you're saying. Fair enough. Yeah. If singer was an outdated term, I wanted to know. We don't. Oh, we don't say singer anymore, Jacob. Okay. Both fine. Yeah, no, for sure. I expected as much. It's a banger song. Thanks to Drake, a lot of rappers sing and rap nowadays. Hey, I mean, sometimes it works. I like on the Forever Story, the bits where Jid sings. Those are just fine. That song with Kendrick and Luther with Kendrick and SZA. You think that's a bit too far? I do remember it not being like one of my favorites off the album. Not in the sense of being bad. Eagles in the chat. Eagles in the chat. Hey, Alvin. Kendrick and SZA indeed not on the same singing level. Okay. 13 more minutes before we pivot into the second half of the stream. Let's just do some invented figures. And by some, I mean like probably have time for like two. Um, oh, Kendrick should do a tiny desk. That would slap. Facts. And then the problem with inventing poses is you gotta have a thing to invent first. Um, Gotta have like a theme to vibe on. Badminton. Sure, that's gonna be tricky. Well, we can start by doing like the one I always do with shit like this. But I do not know badminton, so I just wanted to do. I just wanted to get going, really. So we're just gonna do that. More of a squash guy. I do like racket sports a lot, but I just haven't practiced them a lot. Haven't looked at them that much. Hmm. And magically, wait. Come on, I want to check. I want to check something. Yeah, only 24 dropped frames today. Yesterday we were dropping frames like crazy. Been fasting all day. I have never in my life fasted. Doesn't that suck? Feels like something that might be like a bad time. I don't believe this at all. Yeah, I don't think that's very good. Can be uncomfortable, never that bad. Fair enough. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes hard. That's fair, that's fair. Nice benefits, you're trying to lose weight. I see, I see. Okay, now we gotta try to remember what little we do know about badminton. Because it's something about there's like a footwork stance where it's like one leg in front of the other. You stand like at an angle. A little bit of bend in the legs and the knees, I think. So that you're ready to move. It's probably the far arm that holds the racket in that case. That would be my best bet. This will pass and then 10 minutes is gone and you forget. Hour comes back and it repeats. See, that does sound like it sucks. A friend of mine did the same thing for a while. He was able to tank it. Whoops. For you, the key idea is when you're hungry, it's not such a solid thing. Right. This too shall pass. No, that's smart. That's smart. I try to think like that with like a lot of things, just not food. Maybe it's good practice to be stoic. But then again, I don't think you need to search for that. Life is good practice for being stoic. Cool. And the Cold-Blooded Soul Band. Look at all the badminton going on right here. Damn. I do think it's all wrong, but But that is how you learn. Now, ideally, soon, like later today, I need to go find some badminton poses and compare and contrast these. And then this hand, so what's going on is this hand is getting ready to do like a triple swirl bonk, while this hand right here is dribbling the shuttlecock. And you do that every time you get ready to serve. You dribble the birdie a bit. It's a birdie in Canada. It's a shuttlecock in America, I believe. So she's dribbling, and then she's getting ready to do the triple swirl bonk. Yeah. This much I do know about badminton. Got it. And then let's hit her with some anime here. And then obviously, so the other thing you got to know about badminton is everybody has to wear like a shuttlecock hat, so they look like the ball that they're playing with. I believe this is mostly done during practice and not tournaments, so this is why it's like a bit of like a foreign sight. But when you practice badminton, it's important to look like the shuttlecock. It's kind of try to embody it, so you'll better understand how it moves. I haven't read a lot about badminton, but this much I have read. I need a better system for drawing feet. It's not very. None of my feet shorthands or systems are really feel really solid yet. Cool. What did I say? 2 poses of badminton and then move on to the draw this in your style prize. Hell no. All right. I have a PureRef document for this. And we need to go here. We're on... It's funny, guys. That's funny. Okay, we're on this one now. I would like to see if we couldn't finish this one today. I think that would be nice. There's also a sketch for this one that I missed. That's not the one. That's not the one. There it is. So let's just eat the biggest frog and do the second pass on this one. Once we have the second pass on this one, I think everything's mostly solved and we just have to like noodle, fill in, do some line work and shit. Roll it up a little bit more. Cool. The big thing is this guy is supposed to not be very tall. And I think I kind of drew him a bit taller than he actually is for this one. It feels better. Nobody father my style. Get money from a show, then deposit it. One man, Ichiban, fresh out of Japan, do as I command. Yeah, I can't help but sing along to the bangers a little bit. You must excuse me. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, wait. I completely forgot. This guy has like a stripe down the front of his pants. It's like a part of the character design. Yeah, it's because I put it on the side on the other one. Wait, is it on the side? No, it's on the front. It's hella on the front. Getting distracted. I wanted to do a secondary pass on this one. That's what we're gonna do. Hello, Tallow Live. Thanks for following. Smash that like button. How you doing? How you doing? I'm posing. Yeah. I'm posing. Smash that like button. Hey, Team Yes. Maybe it's a bad pose then. If it reads like smelling your hands, I think it'll work in context. If not, I'm too lazy to change it. You just got the Wacom Move Ink 14 you're trying to learn as well. Nice. I don't know this one. Is it a pen display or a pen tablet? Pen tablet. Nice. That's what I'm on too. No display for me. Okay. How are we doing this fine morning? We're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well. Enjoying ourselves. Let's see. But you're not like that. You're not. You're like that. Something like that. Maybe. It's both, to be honest. You can also use it as a pen display. Okay, fair enough. A lot of people swear by the pen displays. A lot of people swear by the screen, drawing on the screen. Say it's just better. Skinny arms, skinny arms. There you go. That's more on model. Am I using default brushes for this? No, but I'm using like a very easy brush to create. It's It's just a hard round with a size pressure ticked on, and then I squished it horizontally and tilted it. That's all. And it's really like it's really simple. I like it because it gives you pressure sensitivity control yourself, but it also gives you some free variation that you wouldn't necessarily have put in yourself, which just kind of feels. I like how that feels. I also sometimes just do like the same thing, but with a completely hard round brush, and then just do pressure, size, and that can give you some nice line variation as well. Only difference is this feels a little bit more organic, right? Than the ones I get with just like a round brush, because this wasn't fully intentional or wasn't fully me. That's all it is. It's just an elliptical brush. I never need no name. So I have quite a wide monitor. It just doesn't fit in the window that I stream. It doesn't fit in like a 16:9 resolution. Yeah, that's all it is. There was a time when I started streaming where I was like, anything for the stream, and then I just bound my own monitor to be narrower in its format, and so I had on my end black bars on the side. I got a little tired of that though. Just use this for proportions. How long have I been drawing? For a while. We start with the classic "since I was a kid" answer. Then we go to, by age 14, I figured out I wanted to be an animator, which is not what I am today. Then we go to, so that meant by age 14, I was doing my best to, do gesture drawing in the mornings, draw as much as I could. But that still meant that I had like periods of like month-long periods where I didn't draw at all because I wasn't very, I was just overwhelmed with school and life. Hadn't locked in yet. But was doing my best. Since 14, I've been doing my best, and then my best has just evolved, right? And then at 21, I got into art school, and I met some people who were very good at pushing themselves to draw. And that kind of helped me motivate myself to do the same. And since like 21, which I'm 24 now, so for about 3 years, 3 or 4 years, no, let's do 3. I've been quite locked in, drawing a lot every day. Like almost every day, missing quite rarely. I think that's the long and short of it. But I always think it's important to provide context for a question like that, because yeah, the answer is never that straightforward, right? Because I could just say I've been drawing seriously since I was 14. So that's whack, because that's not even the right one. I could say I've been drawing seriously since I was 14, but just the fact of how different seriously has looked for me is enough that I want to say, oh, but that has changed over time. Because at 14, seriously was almost insignificant compared to how much I do now. How we doing on proportions here? He should be taller, because he's got bent legs in the other one. Do I draw for my job? I don't job yet. I'm still studying. I graduate this January from the art school, 3D school I've been studying at. I drew for my internship. I do plan on drawing for my job. But we'll see. We'll see. And I do think it's possible. But we'll see. And that's on God and the Bible too. Though the industry is supposed to be burning at the moment. Why so? I mean, the why of it, my best bet is it's still like kickback after Corona, pandemic. People go inside. Every single like video game company stocks up on people, on hires. Pandemic ends, people go back outside, game less. Every single video company does like a million firings. But I mean, I think it's better now. I don't have like a good sense of the current state of the industry. But what I hear is that it is not good right now. Or at least it hasn't been for a while. So last time I checked in with people who knew. And if it is the case, I suspect it's still like we're still trying to come up after that pandemic plummet. You can grow the hands a little bit. You're 37 with a boring desk job. You've just taken up drawing. You're keeping it fun for the time being. Would be nice to do it for work though, you can't lie. Okay. What do you like drawing? What do you like to draw? Subject matter, style. Landscape, environments, character. Now, if you were to lock in on environments, I think there's a trajectory there where you spend like a year or two locking in, and then there's a job opportunity somewhere doing environment concept. This is because environment is low supply, high demand. If you were to go down the character path, I would suspect that you might need more than a year or two of locking in. Because everybody and their mother wants to draw characters, including me. Everyone's drawing furries on Twitch. Well, yeah, I guess that's what works on Twitch. Or what people on Twitch like to draw. But hey, I mean, almost proves my point. Those are characters. Point is, there's a lot of character artists out there, and there's a lot of quite talented character artists out there. There's a lot of quite, and of course I mean skilled. There's a lot of quite skilled character artists out there who don't have a job, and who will probably get it before you do if you start trying to be a character artist now. That's not to say you can't, it's just to say it's hard. Environment is hard too, but it's easier to get a job in because the demand is higher. So if you honestly like environment and you can see yourself working as an environment concept artist, I would do that as my main thing for now. You don't have to quit character, but maybe focus that way. Consider focusing that way. Don't take my word for it. It's also easier to do environment passively and then gain more skill because you can use 3D to a higher degree. And 3D doesn't require... 3D is a skill that can be learned quite quickly. Draftsmanship is a skill that will most likely take you a long time. Has been my experience. And I mean, definitely for sure don't take my word for it, because I'm going character, even though that's the tough one. Just because, well, that's the one I enjoy. I also have done it for a while already, so I have a bit of a leg up, but yeah. Yeah, it kind of works. You get it. This hand is definitely too big, and I gotta stop adjusting it on this one. All right, and then, oh, shoes. I leave her breathless, shielding me dead. I definitely think it's never too late to take up art. But if you want to do it as a profession, there's a point where you do really have to lock in and like outcompete the practice of other people trying to do the same thing, right? Or be smart with your priorities of what type of work you're trying to do. Of course, and when I'm talking industry, I have to do the disclaimer of saying this is just my impression. This is what I get from talking to pros, from talking to teachers in the industry, from talking to uh, people that I know that are applying for jobs, but I'm not in industry, and it's not like I'm a guy who has been in industry for a long time. I've done an internship. I've taken an education in art. I have a lot of impressions and ideas of what the industry looks like more than I have facts about it, experience in it. Just something to be aware of when you take my advice. Ghetto Sage. I really like that song. It's a pity it's still unreleased. I want to be able to put it in all my playlists. Real journalism. Okay, we'll see. Maybe it's ambitious to want to get this one done today. We only have another hour. I think it is actually quite ambitious. Damn. One day I'll become an efficient draftsman. One day. Just you wait. Just you wait. On the inside, you have like a fun swirl that goes like that. We on a spaceship, we waiting under the dark moon. Okay. This guy over here. Boom bap. I think I'm a little ambitious with how much of that face I want to show from this angle. But maybe I'm going to do it just because it reads better. Okay, we'll return to that. Maybe with some reference, maybe just with some fresh eyes in a little bit. Oh. The gang's all here. Did I say we'll return later? I meant we'll return right now. What you don't you do? Yeah. Instant classic, this one, huh? The charts need us. It's a natural plant. I like that just fine. It's just fine. Moving on. Let's apply the character design. Oh, whoa, Dochi. It's really funny to introduce the artist. Oh, did you notice? This late in the Tiny Desk concert. How far down does that go? Something like, nah, that's it's too high up. There you go. So these drapery folds and stuff, they're a little bit more hand wavy. It's kind of part of the style. I like them to be more like figured out and really working in space. This is a bit more like graphically sure it kind of works kind of vibes. But you know, sometimes when you have to draw quicker, that's what you get. That's what you get. Or that's what you have to do. Cool. Cool. You should be leaning away at least a little bit. Turning away at least a little bit. So much energy in this Tiny Desk. It's great. I still think my sneaker shapes are all off as well. Add it to the list of stuff I can't draw. But one day, but one day. It's also... That foot is really twisted. We can fix that. It's like way better already. Maybe a little bit more. Doesn't that feel like that's more? Yeah, okay, fair enough. I see what you're saying. Real artists talk to their drawings. Real artists aren't afraid to talk to their drawings. Like, yeah, you got me. You're right. You're right. I'll fix it now. You mean they're gnomes? Real artists talk to their art gnomes. Yeah, yeah. Real ones know. Those who know? Is that the GIF with the tongue out? I think it is. All my friends are doing it recently. I have not seen the GIF. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. It's like a moment of pogging up. What does the outside of that shoe look like? The same as the inside. Thank you very much. Okay, I am looking at the GIF. I am perceiving the GIF. Huh. I mean, this could be the source material. I wouldn't know. Okay, just this one. I don't care. I'm gonna hand wave this one instead of mapping out the curves in perspective. We just yeah, that's the shoe. Everybody knows it's the shoe. Nobody's doubting We all know what I'm saying. The other one is maybe a little bit more important to get right. So what I gotta realize about shoes is there's like a key break that makes it feel more shoe-like. It's on the, okay. It's like here. There you go. Cool. There we go, shoes. Hand. All right. Isn't that kind of, that's kind of a drawing? Maybe if I bend this a little bit more at the wrist, then it's gonna look like it's not tangenting as much. I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, it's like that's like a drawing. It's very easy as an illustrator to get into the habit of obsessing over individual drawings. And sometimes it's good. I think you do learn a lot from pushing a drawing to that next step that you might not have been able to previously. There's also a point where you just gotta call something, move on, do the next drawing better. I think for this one we might have reached that point. Just might have reached that point. Are we done? Is that all the cue? I don't think so. Magic. And then you apply the mask. It just works. Oh, gotta emphasize this. The shoe, it's closer to us in perspective than other bits of the drawing, so we just add some line weight and then it feels like it's closer to us than other bits of the drawing. Okay, okay. The love showing. Nice. And then we just place it right back. Just place it right back where it came from. Cool. And then there's like a Wiimote here as well. And then how did I draw that before? I just did the classics, did the hits. All right. other guy. There you go. There you go. Cool. Do the same for the hoodie. Guys, maybe we can make it. I have hope. I have hope. No, maybe I shouldn't have. We'll see. Grab all that. Paste all that. Grab all that. Mask you out of that. Flip it. Put your thing down. Flip it and reverse it. Is near bit. Is near bit. Put your thing down. Flip it and reverse it. There you go. Apply the mask to the layer. Flip it, mask it, pop it. That's also a good one. Mask it. Flip it. Bop it. Cool. Oh, I forgot. Oh, hope destroyed. Oop. There's one more drawing. Yep. I just want the littlest bit more dimensionality in that face, that's all. I like a lot of the feeling. Like the emotion, I just want a slight bit more of like a perspective type deal going on. That's all. Nice. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay. No, no, this is all good. This is all good. This is all good. Never mind. Have faith. If we had but faith. Yep. I like the expressions in this one. This series of drawings in general. Gave myself permission to play with them, play with the expressions a bit. We will rise up, rise up. Ten minutes. Maybe we just do the face. Maybe we just do the expression. What a cute Tiny Desk concert. What a nice one. What we got left? What we got left? Alicia Keys, Tank of the Bangers, Ray, Philharmonic. Jid one's good. I like Drum. I like the Drum one. Look, look. I have a playlist that I call My Jams. It's just the songs that, when you have that period of time where you just like listen to one song, or like one song is just the best song in the world for like a month or something. Every song I've ever felt like that about, I put on the same playlist. This is one of those songs. Like there was a month or two where this was just the best song in the world. So much attitude. Hell yeah. It's a banger. It's a banger. Does real ass music is great. This is really close to done. I might just finish it today off stream. We'll see. Just to like get it out the door, get it shipped. Because we are almost there. Gotta get the goddams off you. Yes, ma'am, all right. Okay, we gotta end with the yeah. Here we go. Here we go. My outro song. Yeah, we always play this one for outros. We've never missed. Longtime viewers of the stream will know. Okay. Kneecap? Quads? Just keep it there. Just keep it there. Whoops. You know the song from a Greek remix? Kneecap? Never. I never cap. I only lid. I never cap, I only beanie. No cap, straight top hat. No cap, full limitless. What's your shoe look like again? Like that. Limitless. I don't know about that one. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. It's okay. It's okay. I wonder, have I given you consistently larger shoes than the other guy? No, not really. So that's the mistake. The loading emote doesn't fully read. You kind of need to know that it is the buffering emote. It's a shame. There we go. That's a stream. Thanks for joining, y'all. See y'all in the next one. Until then, have a good one. You'll be using it tomorrow.